Hello friends, my name is Vikas. So friends, in today's video we will be discussing some important current affairs of the topic national affairs of March month. The session will be very important, so do pay attention till the end. So friends, we have an app by the name Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store in your Android phones. This app will help you in boosting your preparation. Once you have downloaded this app, you can go and log in with your Gmail or Google ID in this application. And once you have logged in, then you will be transferred to this page here. On this page, you will be able to see home, all courses, my courses and doubt sessions also. So in the courses, if we talk to you, in the courses in our if you purchase course from us, we will be providing you with multiple material for your preparation. Material such as your daily current affairs, your weekly current affairs, your monthly current affairs. In daily, we will be providing you with 20 questions quiz, an ebook that is in your PDF formats of the questions of that particular day. Then we'll be providing you in weekly with the same 50 question quiz that will be a compiled and important 50 questions, and also we'll be providing you a compiled PDF of the weekly current affairs then in the question answer format also. It will be a very helpful PDF, and similarly for monthly also we'll be providing you important monthly current affairs on a monthly basis. So the same content you will be revising maximum number of times and it will help you in your preparation. We'll also provide material related to your banking and awareness also, and apart from that we'll be covering all important topics such as your apps and web portal, important days, books and authors, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, awards, obituary, important days and what not. Everything will be covered in this topic wise by me only. So apart from that, we also provide state wise current affairs that will also help you to prepare for the regional exams coming. So friends, let's start with national affairs of March month. First, we'll be discussing Operation Ganga. What is this Operation Ganga? If you remember, recently this operation was launched by the government of India to evacuate the Indians who were stuck in the war-torn area of Ukraine. Around 15,000 Indians were evacuated from the Ukraine and they were brought back to India. Alright, this was Operation Ganga that was launched by government of India, and other 4 ministers were also sent during this mission to Ukraine so that they can bring back the Indian students as well as the Indians from Ukraine. This Operation Ganga was launched by government of India to evacuate Indian citizens from Ukraine, and around 15,000 Indians were evacuated with the help of Air India flights. There were nearly 20,000 Indians, out of which 5,000 Indians had already reached India before the commencement of the war. Moving on. Next, we'll be talking about an exercise that is Dharma Guardian exercise. This exercise is conducted between India and Japan. Dharma Guardian, important. The data that you need to remember here is this is the 3rd edition of the exercise that was conducted in Belgaum. It was conducted in Belgaum, and Belgaum is in Karnataka. So location we know now. It was conducted in Karnataka, Belgaum. It was the 3rd edition of the exercise. This was a 12-day long exercise. It was conducted from 27th of Feb to 10th of March. Then you need to remember some important participants of this in this particular exercise. From Indian side, remember it was the 15th Battalion, the Maratha Light Infantry Regiment of the Indian Army that took part. From Japan side, it was the 30th Infantry Regiment of the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force that took part in this exercise, that is Dharma Guardian, and this was the 3rd edition of this exercise. And the location where this was conducted, it is Karnataka, and in Karnataka too it was Belgaum where this was conducted. Next we'll be talking about Monsoon Mission 3. This mission is to be soon launched. Earlier 2 versions of this Monsoon missions were launched. Which is the responsible ministry that is responsible to launch this Monsoon Mission? It is your Ministry of Earth Science that is responsible for this particular ministry, for this particular Monsoon Mission. This now 3rd edition of this Monsoon Mission will be launched. The first edition of this was launched in the 2012 from, that was a 5-year plan that was from 2012 to 2017. It was a flagship program taken by the Ministry of Earthside. The second phase of which was launched in the year 2017, from 2017 to 2020. Alright, so question will be asked, Monsoon Mission is related to which ministry? It is your Ministry of Earth Science. But what is the objective of this mission? It is to improve the prediction skill of the monsoon weather and climate. That is to predict whether this monsoon 3 will be now launched by improvising seasonal and intra-seasonal monsoon forecast and medium range forecast. All right, then what are the key points? This launch was announced by International Monsoon Project Office IMPO. It is jointly hosted by Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorological in Pune along with the World Meteorological Organization, that is your WMO. And the ministry that is related to this is Ministry of Earth Science. Next, we'll be talking about Health Star rating system that was recently launched by FSSAI. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, that is FSSAI, has recently set an or introduced a new rating system, that is your Health Star rating system, that is specifically targeting packaged foods. All right, FSSAI launched this system. What is the system? Health Star rating system that will be targeting packaged foods. Under this, which indicates how healthy or unhealthy they are depending upon the amount of salt, sugar and fat they contain. All right, these packaged foods. So this Health Star rating system was launched by whom? It was launched by FSSAI, and this is basically to keep a check on the packaged food, that is it healthy or it is unhealthy depending upon the amount of salt, sugar and fat they contain. Next is India. India has recently slipped 3 spots to rank 120 on the Sustainable Development Goals 2030 agenda. I repeat, recently India has slipped 3 spots and the rank of India is 120 on 17 Sustainable Development Goals of 2030 agenda. As per the report, India has slipped a spot to, and now the rank of India is 120 from 117 in 2021 on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals adopted as a part of 2030 agenda by 192 United Nations member states in the year 2015. India's overall Sustainable Development score was 66 out of 100. So the rank of India is now 120. Alright, earlier the rank of India in 2021 was 117 and now in 2022 the rank of India is 120. That means India has slipped down 3 ranks. Next we are talking about per capita net state domestic product at current prices. Telangana has topped, or Telangana has become the top performing state in India with a population over 1 crore in terms of growth per capita net state development. Next we are talking about Herat Festival. This Herat Festival, or it is known as the Night of Hara or Night of Shiva, this is generally known as Mahashivratri in North India also. Alright, this Herat Festival is the main festival that is celebrated by the Kashmiri Pandits across the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Alright, this festival marks the marriage anniversary of Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. Herat Festival was celebrated on 28th of Feb 2022. Moving on. So question will be, Herat Festival is celebrated where? It is celebrated in Jammu and Kashmir. Next we are talking about Swachh Sarvekshan 2022. Recently, Field Assessment of Swachh Sarvekshan 2022 was launched with around 3,000 assessors ready to go on the field. Recently, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs have launched the 7th edition of the consecutive Swachh Sarvekshan 2022. This is the world's largest urban cleanliness survey. I repeat, which is the ministry that launched this Swachh Sarvekshan 2022. It was launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and this is the 7th edition of the consecutive Swachh Sarvekshan 2022, that is the world's largest urban cleanliness survey. It coincides with the celebration of the 75th year of the independence. Thus, Swachh Sarvekshan 2022 will focus on the theme of the Azadi at the rate of 75 spirit. The survey has been initiated with around 3,000 assessors of IPSOS Research Private Limited, an assessment agency headquartered in Paris, France. In India, it is based in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Alright, but what is this Swachh Sarvekshan? Basically, it is a cleanliness drive. If I ask you, which is the cleanest city? It is your Indore. But if I ask you, which is the cleanest state? It is your Chhattisgarh is your cleanest state. Moving on. Recently, India has added a record 10 gigawatt of solar capacity in 2022 as per the records. Recently, in accordance with the Marcom India research report that titled 2021 Quarter 4 and Annual India Solar Market Update, India has installed a record of 10 gigawatt of solar capacity during the year of 2021 as compared to 2020. In 2020, only 3.2 gigawatt of solar capacity was installed, and in the year 2021, a record 10 gigawatt of solar capacity was added. This addition is the highest ever in a year. The growth represents an year-on-year rise of 212% straight. So, in which report or in which organization's report this data was presented? It was presented in Marcom India Research or Marcom India report, and the name of the report that you need to remember, it is 2021 Quarter 4 and Annual India Solar Market Update. And what is the rise in 2021? A straight 10 gigawatt of energy was updated or was installed in the year 2021. That is, and that too it is solar energy we are talking, and in 2020 it was 3.2 gigawatt of solar energy capacity was installed. The cumulative solar or the total solar installed capacity in India was approx 49.3 gigawatt at the end of December 2021. Rajasthan, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh were the top 3 states for the solar capacity, accounting 50% of the installations in the country as of December 2021. So Rajasthan, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh have topped in this category. If we are talking about the most number of sales of electric vehicle, it is your Uttar Pradesh that has topped it. And if we are talking about the largest electric vehicle charging station, it is located in Gurugram, Haryana. Remember, Gurugram, Haryana is also the headquarter of International Solar Alliance, that is a joint venture of India and France. This ISA was launched in the year 2015. Next we are talking about first of its kind. IHCL, that is Indian Hotels Company Limited, has partnered with UNESCO to preserve the intangible cultural heritage of India. What is intangible? That you cannot touch. Alright, this is intangible. So if you remember recently, Durga Puja of West Bengal was included into the Intangible Cultural Heritage List of India, and recently Indian Hotels Company Limited has tied up with UNESCO to preserve the Indian intangible cultural heritage sites of India. Apart from this, if I ask you where is the headquarter of UNESCO, it is in Paris, France. And remember, this collaboration or this partnership is the industry's first collaboration to work towards preserving India's intangible cultural heritage sites. Next we are talking about Kavach. What is Kavach? Kavach is an anti-collision system that has been recently developed in India. It is an indigenous, that means it is developed in India. It is an anti-collision system. It is of which, or we are talking about anti-collision system, but it will help us to prevent collision of what? It will help us to preserve railways, collision of railways. Alright, train. So this Kavach, question will be asked, what is the name of the anti-collision system that was recently launched by, or that was recently successfully tested by Indian Railways? What is the name of the system? It is Kavach. Very important. Alright, Kavach is the name. Next we are talking about Jio World Center with 5G network. Recently, Reliance Industries Limited has opened up the India's largest convention center, that is the Jio World Center with 5G network. Can you tell me the location? Where is this launched? The location is Mumbai, Maharashtra. Alright. So question will be asked, where will be the Jio World Center opened up, or it will be is located? It is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and which is the organization that has built this, or it is of Reliance Industries Limited. Here it is written, Reliance Industries Limited opened the Jio World Center, that is the first of its kind, India's largest and most prestigious multifaceted destination. These are new types of building that contains food stores, contains cafes, multi-cinema, then gaming parlor, then for shopping also. They contain office spaces, they contain residential also. I don't know if it contains residence or not, but similar projects are coming up everywhere, because what this type of project do is, this is a type of project here. Alright, this building. So this is a building, these are the ground floor, and here is the, this might be an office space or this might be a residential place. Here you will find various shops that will provide supplies of day to day basis goods. All right, so these are the new types of projects that are coming up in every location. In, if you have visited Gurgaon, you must find these types of projects everywhere, these types of commercial projects everywhere. All right, so this you should know. What does this Jio World Center contain? These contains all these facilities and many more. And where is this located? It is located in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next we are talking about India's first green charging station that is in pipeline. What is the new concept now? For example, say this is a highway, this is a national highway. So when you are traveling with your electric vehicle, all right, we see the electric vehicles are emerging. So in order to provide the right ecosystem for electric vehicle charging stations, these are various stops are being made. If you want to take rest, these stops, they will contain food stores, food outlets, and also they will contain a electric vehicle charging spot where you can go and charge your electric vehicle on the way. So these National Highway for Electric Vehicles, that is an organization for promoting electrification of India's transport system, is constructing a first of its kind green charging hub along with Jaipur Delhi Agra Electric Highway. Remember this. If asked where is the India's first green charging station in the pipeline being built, it is in the Jaipur Delhi Agra Electric Highway. This new initiative is a unique way of using green construction techniques for such electric vehicles, such as for these net zero carbon infrastructure. The aim is to reduce carbon footprint. That is the reason we are launching electric vehicle, and that is the reason we saw that the solar capacity has increased in 2020 is around 10 gigawatt, because we are now focusing more on the renewable sources of energy such as solar energy and less on the fossil fuels such as petrol, coal, or your diesel, because they pollute the atmosphere, and we don't want the any engine or any machine to give out carbon that will pollute the atmosphere. So we are removing the carbon from the atmosphere, and we are making the environment more pleasant and safe for the consumption of air and oxygen, because when you are breathing, you are automatically consuming sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. These gases are very harmful for your lungs. All right, so coming back, where is the India's national or first of its kind green charging hub being built? It is along the Jaipur Delhi Agra Electric Highway, and which is the organization that is building it? It is National Highway for Electric Vehicle. Next we'll be talking about a scheme that is Donate a Pension Scheme. All right, this Donate a Pension Scheme was recently launched by the Union Labour and Employment Minister Bhupender Yadav. Remember this name. Bhupender Yadav launched Donate a Pension Initiative. But what is this Donate a Pension Initiative? This initiative is one of the events planned by the Ministry of Labour and Employment for Iconic Week celebration from 7th to 13th of March. First of all, remember, when is your Iconic Week observed? It is observed from 7th to 13th of March. All right, 7th to 13th of March. That is an initiative of Government of India. And if asked, what is the responsible ministry for launching this Donate a Pension? It is the Ministry of Labour and Employment. And if the name of a person is asked, then he will be Bhupender Yadav ji, who launched this Donate a Pension scheme. Now, what is this Donate a Pension scheme? This Donate a Pension scheme is basically for people to contribute to the pension fund to their support staff. All right, who are included in the support staff now? For example, the drivers, the workers, the helpers, the caregivers, nurses in their household are eligible for the such type of pension. All right, an initiative under the Pradhan Mantri SYM is your Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana scheme that encourages people to donate premium contribution to their immediate support staff such as domestic helpers, caregivers, nurses in their household establishment or any other eligible organized workers. So to help them and to support them and to provide them kind of a pension, this scheme, that is Donate a Pension Scheme, was launched by Union Minister Bhupender Yadav, and the responsible ministry will be Ministry of Labor and Employment. Important, do pay attention. And when was This was launched during Iconic Week. And when is your Iconic Week observed? It is observed from 7th to 13th of March. Moving on. Next, we are talking about Sagar Prikrama. Recently, to increase the fish, or you can say to bring more development and advancement into the fishing sector, this Sagar Prikrama was recently launched by Union Fisheries Minister Purushottam Rupalaji, as you can see him in the picture. This Sagar Prikrama is an initiative to solve the concerns of the fishermen community in Gujarat. Mark this. This Sagar Prikrama will be helping to solve the concerns, or basically the problems of the fisher community of what location? Of Gujarat. Alright. This Prikrama aims to understand challenges, experience and aspirations of the fishermen community and to solve the concerns of these fishermen. The initiative looks at the scope of seafood export, as the country has a coastline of around 8,118 kilometers long. This is the length of the coastline. Alright, so Sagar Prikrama, it was launched by the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, and by whom it was launched? The name of the person is Purushottam Rupalaji, and it is basically to solve the problems of the fishermen community in Gujarat. Next we are talking about startup. Alright, recently village entrepreneurship program has been launched, and we know startup culture is rising day by day. Recently there was a report also that the number of unicorns in India is now at third position. Alright, we have on the third position with maximum number of unicorns. First is USA, China, and then it is your India. But what is a unicorn? A unicorn is a startup that has a market cap of more than $1 billion, or you can say roughly around 7,600 crore rupees. Let's talk about this now. National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, that is an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, have signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Rural Development to develop a sustainable model for promoting entrepreneurship at the grassroots level by initiating Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. So question can be asked, this Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program has been launched by whom? It has been launched by two organizations. The first is National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. They have signed an MOU with whom? They have signed an MOU with Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship along with the Ministry of Rural Development to launch this Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. Basically what is this? This is a sustainable model for promoting entrepreneurship at the grassroots level. This SVEP, that is your Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, is a sub-component of Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission of the Ministry of Rural Development only. Alright, so you should know between these three organizations it was a MOU. Next we'll be talking about FICCI's Ladies Organization Industrial Park. Recently, first 100% owned, 100% women owned FICCI Ladies Organization Industrial Park was inaugurated. Where? This was inaugurated in Hyderabad. Important location is important. Question will be asked, where is the world's first, or India's first 100% women owned FLO Industrial Park inaugurated? It was inaugurated in Hyderabad. The first FLO, what is FLO? As I said, FICCI Ladies Organization Industrial Park, that is first India's first 100% women owned FLO, that is in Hyderabad, Telangana. It is powered by the FICCI Ladies Organization in partnership with the Telangana government. Alright, and the location is Hyderabad. Important, you need to pay attention. Next is Bihar's Bodh Gaya to get the India's largest Buddha statue in sleeping posture. I repeat, question will be asked, where is the or at what location India's largest Buddha statue will be made in the sleeping posture, and the location is Bodh Gaya. Where is Bodh Gaya? Bodh Gaya is located in Bihar. Where is Bodh Gaya? Bihar. Alright, this will be a 100 feet long and 30 feet high statue of Lord Buddha in a sleeping posture, and this statue is being built by Buddha International Welfare Mission. Next we are talking about Scotch State of Governance ranking. Alright, Scotch State of Governance ranking was released by Scotch Group. First thing you should know this. And which is the state that has ranked 1 in the Scotch State of Governance ranking? It is your Andhra Pradesh. Alright, it is Andhra Pradesh. Here you can see the data. Andhra Pradesh on first, West Bengal on 2nd, Odisha 3rd, Gujarat 4th, and Maharashtra 5th. Alright, these all topics that we are discussing today have been discussed earlier in detail. It is just a revision video for all of you so that you can get a glimpse of what we are doing today. Alright, or what is, you can say it is a revision video so that you don't forget the data. Then next we'll be talking about India's first virtual smart grid knowledge center. Where it is located? It is located in Manesar. We are talking about India's first virtual smart grid knowledge center. It is in Manesar. Next we'll be talking about MVA. ये क्या है? What is this? Motorable Vehicle Agreement. Recently, Bangladesh, Nepal, and India. Earlier it was BBI and Bhutan was also a part of it, but now Bhutan is just an observer. What this BBIN is doing, they are building roads for the connectivity of all these four countries. If the connectivity is done, so that with connectivity comes export, import. With connectivity comes the movement of people from one location to another can be easy, and the trade between such countries will increase. That will only increase in coming years. Alright, so that is the reason this motorable vehicle agreement was signed between BBIN, that is Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, and Nepal. But recently Bhutan has just become an observer of this project. Alright, apart from this, remember World Bank is also helping financially to build this motorable vehicle agreement to success. Next we are talking about ISRO. ISRO has recently launched a program by the name Yuvika. This program Yuvika, what it is a young scientist program basically. Alright, with this program Yuvika, you can say this is a young scientist program where 150 students will be selected by ISRO so that they can be trained further for the future projects. This Yuvika is also known as Yuva Vigyani Karyakram. Alright, Yuva Vigyani Karyakram. I repeat, 150 students will be selected by ISRO for future upcoming projects. Alright, Yuvika, this program is of ISRO and it is also known as Young Scientist Program or Yuva Vigyani Karyakram. So question can be asked, what is the name of the Young Scientist Program that was launched by ISRO? It was Yuvika. And how many students will be selected? A total of 150 students will be selected by Indian Space Research Organization. Alright, here you can see ISRO, the Yuvika, that is Yuva Vigyani Karyakram or Young Scientist Program. It was organized by ISRO to select 150 students. Next we'll be talk about Digital Water Bank data. Digital Water Data Bank was launched where? It is Karnataka. The first ever Digital Water Data Bank was launched where? It was launched in Karnataka. Remember this. Next we are talking about an electric vehicle of Toyota company that was named Mirai. I repeat, recently our Minister of Road Transport and Highways of India, as you can see him in the picture, Nitin Gadkari sir, has launched India's first green hydrogen based fuel cell electric vehicle of Toyota company by the name Mirai. Question will be asked, what is the name of the India's first green hydrogen based fuel cell electric vehicle? It is Toyota Mirai, and it is the name is Mirai. The company is Toyota, but the name of the model is Mirai, and it can run up to 650 kilometers in a single charge. So let's repeat. What is the name of the India's first green hydrogen based fuel cell electric vehicle? It is Mirai. It is of which company? It is of Toyota, and it can run off up to 650 kilometers in a single charge. Next is first in the country to launch a crop diversification index. This question is direct and simple. Crop diversification index was launched by which state, or that became the first state to launch this crop diversification index? It is your Telangana. Remember this, crop diversification index. The first state to launch this was Telangana. Next, Dol Utsav is celebrated where? It is to welcome spring season that is celebrated in West Bengal. Dol Utsav. Next, recently which is the first state that has introduced a carbon neutral farming to preserve soil health? To preserve soil health, a first state to introduce carbon neutral farming was your Kerala. Important. Alright, I repeat, Kerala became the first state to introduce carbon neutral farming methods to preserve soil health. Next, as we know, which is the first paperless government in the world? First paperless government in the world, it was your Dubai government. Alright, it was your Dubai government. But if I ask you the first paperless assembly that was implemented using the National E-Vidhan application program is Nagaland. I repeat, first paperless assembly by implementing National E-Vidhan application program, it became your Nagaland state. Mark this. And the first paperless government was your Dubai. Next we are talking about export preparedness index. The state that has topped in this particular export preparedness index is your Gujarat. This export preparedness index was released by whom? It was released by Niti Aayog, and this was the second edition of the export preparedness index that was released by Niti Aayog. And which state topped in this index? It was your Gujarat. Then we will be talking about Unesco's World Heritage Site. Recently, Meghalaya's Root Bridge has been included into the Unesco's tentative list of the World Heritage Site list. Where is this living root bridge located? This living root bridge is located in the Meghalaya. Important. Alright. So friends, this is the app that you should definitely go and download if you want to step up your preparation. Apart from that, if you want to purchase any course from our application, then to help you out, we'll be providing you an additional 10% discount if you use Vikas 10 code. I repeat, if you want to avail an extra 10% discount on all the purchase you made through the application, you will be provided with 10% discount on the purchase by using this code, that is your Vikas 10. Also, if you have any trouble regarding login or payment or any other issues, then you can reach to us on our mail, that is support@affairscloud.com, or you can call us on the number 9677333862 and we'll resolve your issue as soon as possible. Also, you should go and check our courses that are available at a very reasonable price, and that will help you to boost your preparation.